Hey everybody, welcome to the show, Board Game News. This week we're looking at Hyperborea, Light and Shadow. This is an expansion for the game of Hyperborea, which adds in some extra powers, some extra abilities, and extra resources for you to manipulate. In this video I'm going to show you some sample gameplay of Hyperborea with the expansion. But if all you're interested in is a quick overview, how to play with the expansion, or just my review of the expansion itself, check out the other videos in the series. After the break, I'm going to show you what Hyperborea looks like when you throw in the expansion, Light and Shadow. In this video I had the game set up for a 3-player game between the Golden Barony, the Celestial Reign, and the Emerald Kingdom, or yellow, blue, and green. Now the game set up again using the expansion here, so we're going to get the crypts and the relics, and we have all of our players set up around the board. Now in this video I'm going to just play a quick game because I just wanted you to see just how the extra expansion adds an extra gameplay, extra variety, and extra decisions in your gameplay. So I'm just going to play a short game, which means we're going to play for one victory condition. Now just for extra fun, I've added in all the victory conditions from the expansion, and I've also picked racial powers from the expansion for all the racers except for the Emerald Kingdom. Well, that's how random was. I just randomly picked them, and that's what we ended up with. So what we have here is for the first kingdom, we have the ability to sacrifice 2 crystals to gain any one advanced technology. The next thing we have over here for the blue is we have the ability to anytime we gain one of these crypts or relics into our empire, we get to do 2 cube draws from our resource bag. And then finally for the Emerald Kingdom, we have the ability to avoid any different terrain hindrance. We basically have free movement on any kind of terrain. So mountains, forests, and swamps don't hinder our movements at all. So it's kind of an iffy power. It can be good on some maps, and other maps it's not that great because you're only going to have special regular terrain. But at least we know we have at least one special terrain. If we get really aggressive and decide to go after that player, we know we get in there without any problems. So since we are playing just a short game, the game will probably be played in under about 45 minutes, hopefully under an hour. But if this video starts stretching out too long, I'm definitely going to cut it short. But I basically have everything all set up. I have all the board completely built up. The only thing left to do is show you what I did. So for the yellow player, what we have decided to do is we've decided to add 1 yellow cube to add into the 7th cube. For the blue player, I decided a blue cube. No, I was not trying just to be thematically matching, because if we get all the way over to green, we're going to see that I decided to add a red cube to the board. Now the reason why I did this is because, as I've said many times about the game of Hyperborea, the game starts basically before you even lay out your races for the game, because your strategy is going to be based on the other races on the board, the powers you have, and also the tech trees that are available. So my idea with the green player, looking at our ending game conditions, is to move out as quickly as possible, get to the center, and hopefully bring them out the end game quick enough to at least have enough victory points to pull ahead to the other players. So at least that's my basic strategy, at least so you know what we'll be doing. All the other players have their own strategies that they're working for, such as this player is working towards getting relics as quickly as possible, again one of the end game conditions, and this player is working on getting this right here, because once they get their 4th tech, as long as they get 1 tech from every single one of the different tech rows, you got it, they're going to bring about the end game. So every one of these races right now has a very strong strategy, a very strong tactic of how they want to play to win this game of Hyperborea, Light and Shadow. I also want to apologize because I know there is a very slight glare over here in the corner over here, but there's no way I can avoid with the way I got my lights, because I want everything to be lit up very, very well here. Fortunately, all it is just covering the backs of these cards over here, and I do have my card sleeve, and that's pretty much the problem with the glare, and I don't think there's any way to get rid of that glare. So what we have is we have all of our races ready to go. We are going to make yellow the first player, blue is going to be the 2nd player, and green is going to be the 3rd player. The tech trees, the basic advanced technology, or the basic technologies that we decided to pick, is we're going to do 3 in orange, 2 in yellow, 1 in green. Over here we're going to do 3 in green, 2 in red, 1 in blue. Over here we're going to do 3 in red, 1 in green, 2 in blue, and the rest are going to be set to 0. Now strategic reasons why we picked those is because for green, we know that we have the ability to move, so we want to move as quickly as possible and get to the center, which means we need to start killing ghosts as quickly as possible. So that's why we want to be a little bit offensive. For the blue player, our basic idea is we want to make sure that we are moving as quickly as possible, because the more we move, the more we get these relics. The more relics we get, you get it, you got it. We can go for that end game victory condition. And then finally for the yellow player, well, they need as many stars and crystals as possible, as quickly as possible, because again, that's going to bring out their victory condition that they're seeking. So all of our players have decided some very strategic reasons on how they want to build their races, the cubes they've added to their bags, and their basic technologies. Let's just go and start everything out. We'll start with the yellow player, who will get their first 3 starting of 7 cubes. And we will get red, orange, and purple. Not a bad start. For blue, we will get our first 3 cubes will be quickly grabbing out of the bag. We'll get purple, yellow, and green. Not too bad. And the exciting fun part about all this is because part of the strategy of Hyperborea is memorizing the cubes and the purchases you made in the game. So I'm hoping I'm not going to do a terrible job remembering exactly which cubes I'm buying for each one of my factions and each one of the strategies I'm choosing for each one of my factions. So my eventual hope is that I'm just not going to do an absolute terrible job. Well, I'll probably do a terrible job strategically, but hopefully I'm going to do a great job, at least entertaining you and show exactly how the game Hyperborea plays with light and shadow. So everything is set up. We all have our starting cube. Let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do with yellow and figure out what their first opening move wants to be and what kind of actions they want to do. And well, I pretty much know what I want to do before we do anything, because we have red for combat, orange is good for working on the tech advances, and the purple is also going to be very, very good also to help us get offensive powers and also be good for helping us get some movement. Also, we managed to get some green. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a purple right here. That will give us one towards getting a movement and for creating another unit, another army unit. It's always a good thing. Next thing we'll do is we will figure out what we want to do with this red. I'm going to think about that just for a second. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet. Let's go and see what kind of resources we can find out here first. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take our yellow army, move it right into our capital city, which is going to give us 1 point of movement. It's also going to give us 1 tech advance. And the tech advance we are going to pick is, you guessed it, we're going to go for orange because we want those stars as quick as possible. That's part of our master little plan here. So now we have 1 point of movement. We'll use that point of movement to move our... Oh, it's always a gamble, always a gamble. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move here, and then that is going to allow me to start revealing a little bit of the map. So let's go and see what kind of things we are going to reveal on this map. First thing we'll get is we will get a mountain. Well, that's going to be nice and entertaining. So we'll pull that back. Next thing we will get is, oh, now this is funny. We will get a mountain. I guess green is going to be extremely happy about this map, especially if they decide to be very, very aggressive and start charging at the other players. So we have 1 city right here. City will get a ghost, and we're going to randomly get one of the larger ghosts. And then this mountain range is going to get 2 of the silvers. Let's go ahead and move that off to the side. So 2 silvers in here, plus a ghost of the past. We'll take one of the smaller original ones from the original set. And then we will get 2 more silvers over here. And again, we'll get 1 ghost of the past. And let's go ahead and reattach this right here like this. So now that we see what we have here, we know that movement is going to be extremely important for the yellow player. Let's go ahead and move into these ruins and hopefully hope beyond hope that we're going to get something that's going to give us lots and lots of movement. I'll show this to all the viewers out there. Normally we don't show this to the other players at the table, but actually I think in this case we are going to show it to the other players on the table because that's going to be 1 crystal. We will take that immediately because remember, crystals are our absolute friend, at least for the strategy for the yellow player. Now for the yellow player, we need to figure out what we want to do with our cubes. And just like the joy of Hyperborea, I'm already thinking about the 3 different things, 4 different things I can do right now with this player. Know what cubes I have in my bag and know what kind of strategies I'm trying to work for with the yellow player. So I'm not going to waste time with this video. This is not a expert tactics way of playing Hyperborea. This again is just to show you all the gameplay that Hyperborea adds with this expansion. So let's just go for it, knowing that I have 2 yellow cubes in my bag and at least 1 blue, and I should have a green one in the bag left over. Let's go ahead and plan for that. So I will take this orange cube right here. I think I'm going to go for there. That's going to give me the 2 bumps up right here, which will allow me to start getting either one of those light cubes or one of those dark cubes. Thinking dark cube, I'm not quite sure yet. Then with this red one right here, I need movement. I have a green cube coming, which is going to give me 1 point of movement. It's going to give me 1 extra guy, which can give me another point of movement, which could also give me another science. Oh no, I'm turning it out myself again. I was pretty sure I knew what I wanted. So I have a blue cube, which is going to be taken up here, so I'm not going to get a blue cube. I have 2 yellow cubes coming, so if I put this one right here, and then hope I get the yellow cubes, I should be able to put 1 yellow cube here. And, ooh, tough choices. Tough, always tough choices. I think I am going to stick with that. That's probably a good thing to do. We're going to go ahead and end the turn for the yellow player. Let's go ahead and draw out of our bag and grab 3 new cubes, which should leave 1 in our bag. And I'm hoping I didn't just set myself up for an early failure by just not making the right choices that I should have made. And I'm already doubting myself. No, I'm not. I'm positive. I'm positive this is a good decision. I'm positive I'm going to stick with this. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Or at least I hope so. This is going to be fun playing 3 different factions because they all are going for different strategies. Let's see if I can keep my mind straight on what's going on in the game. Over to the blue player. So blue has yellow, purple and a green. Let's figure out what we want to do now. I think I'm not going to make the same mistake twice I did by not revealing the map early, because we already see how the mountain pass over there made us look like we are fighting in the Himalayas. So what I will do is I'll move this unit in here firstly, and that's going to give us 1 advancement right here, and this also gives us 1 point of movement. I think I want to go for a cube draw. Maybe a little bit too early for a cube draw. Swamps take 2 to move out of. I don't know if I want to trap my guy in the swamp this early, but those can be nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I want to reveal the map. I want to reveal the map, and I want that cube draw. So I'm going to go ahead and move over here, which allows me to reveal more of the map. So let's see what we are going to reveal on this map. First thing we will reveal is a forest. This is definitely an interesting map with lots of movement hindrances, which means that green is probably smiling from ear to ear right now. And what do you know? Another mountain. I guess we are fighting in the Himalayas right here. You know, this is Earth of, about 4,000 years from now, possibly, and we are fighting in the Himalayas. So we will get 1 ghost in this city. Place that ghost right there, and that city right there is also going to get 1 ghost. And let's go ahead and add our capital right back to the map here and figure out what we want to do now. So we've taken 1 action, still have my 3 cubes. Do I want movement or not, or do I want a cube draw? I am thinking this costs 2 to move into, this costs 2 to move into, this costs 1 to move into, but 2 to move out of. Tough call here. I could get the movement right now, 2 points of movement. I couldn't generate the attack, but the nice ability to get a flying ability just could be extremely awesome right now, and plus that's going to give us our 1 relic. I think that is what I'm going to do. I don't know if this is the best decision, but let's see how this is going to work out. So we're going to go green, and then we will go purple right here, which gives us 2 points of movement right now. We'll take those 2 points of movement, and we are going to move right here into this location right now. Again, I'm really pushing my luck. I don't know if this is a great decision or not. Ooh, I'm doubting myself again. This is tough because there are so many good decisions. Nope, I want that relic. And as soon as I get that relic, I'm going to draw 2 things out of my bag, and that's going to give me some more options. I'm going to do that. He who hesitates is lost. So I have my 2 points of movement. I've spent, or my 3 total points of movement. 1 point to move in here. 2 more to move into the mountain. I cannot go after that ghost because I don't have any attack, but I can definitely go after this relic. I will go ahead and claim this relic, which means that he has to return to his home city to figure out what that relic is, and we will get a terraforming relic. That is actually a very, very nice start, and I can definitely use that very strongly and very nicely. So since I claimed a relic, my special power is I get 2 cube draw effects. Because of my Celestial Rain power, I will draw 2 cubes out of the bag, which should leave me just 2 cubes in the bag, unless math is failing me. Yep, 2 cubes left in the bag. I have a red, a yellow, and an orange now. Ooh, now this really opens up a lot of my options. I have 2 cubes left in the bag. This would be interesting to force a really, really super early cube or a reset. I don't know if I can quite force it, but it would be kind of cool to be able to do it. Can't quite do it. Can I generate movement? Which is really what I want to do right now, is generate movement. I don't have the ability to generate movement. I can't terraform yet. I have... Let's see here. I think what I'm going to do is, I use my purple. Can't do that. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take orange right here, because we are going to get a blue very, very quickly. And then I will take a yellow and a red, which is going to give me 1 victory point crystal right now for us. We've spent all our crystals. That is it for our player. We are done with all of our actions. Again, not sure this is the best decision, but at least we are forcing an early reset, which is going to give us lots and lots of options here, at least for the future things that we can do. That's all the cubes we have in the bag for the blue player. For the Celestial Rain, let's go ahead and move over to the Emerald Kingdom. So for the Emerald Kingdom, the first thing they are going to do is Emerald Kingdom has the awesome ability to generate a lot of movement, which is really darn cool. So we'll move into our capital city, which will give us 1 scientific advance on the tech tree. That'll also give us 1 point of movement. We are again going to move right there because we want to explore this map and see exactly what this map has in store for us. We'll flip it over and wow, Okay, this is actually very funny. I think I have almost every single mountain tile in this game right now. And, okay, this is kind of cool. This is a very interesting board setup that we have right here. So let's go ahead and move our capital right back without damaging too much of everything that's going on really quickly. And now we have a lot of options. Well, let's go ahead and populate the board here. This city right here will get a Ghost of the Past, and then we will have 2 silvers to go right here, and 1 more Ghost of the Past, and just for fun, we'll grab one of the giant ones that come with the expansion, just because they look funny. Okay, so lots of options at this point. This guy is in the city, this guy is still available. I can generate 2 points of movement, and the nice thing about generating 2 points of movement, oh, this is going to be very, very nice. I am liking this. This is actually looking pretty darn good already for my team. Couple different options here. I can do this a lot of different ways. Let's see here. We are going to generate some attack, and I think we are going to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to move in here, generate 2 points of movement, and we're going to go 1 point of movement. Or do we go over here? Silver or tech advances? Silver or tech advances? I am thinking tech advances is going to help us the most. It's going to be a little bit wasted, but at least we'll push out reset early. So we'll go 1, 2 with our 2 points of movement, and we're outside this city with the ghost right now. I will go ahead and put a red right here, and then I will use the second red right here. Ooh, wait, no, I could get a purple. I could get a purple. Now I'm going to hold that back. I'm going to use the orange right here to generate 1 point of attack. Use that 1 point of attack to kill this ghost right here, which is going to be 1 victory point for us immediately at the end of the game. And then we will move into the city, which is going to give us 3 points of tech advancement. I could go for blue, or I could just go for the waste here, just for the early advancement right here. And I think probably not the best thing to do, but I am trying to show as much gameplay as possible here. So I am, that's so, actually no, that'd be a terrible decision, I think. I think what I'm going to do, because I have 2 red cubes, I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to go 3. I don't need to do the dump of the bag quite yet, so I think I'm actually okay right now. I have 1 red cube left right now. We know we have a purple coming. I think we have a green company that's going to give us movement. I can get lots of movement. I'm going to put this red right here, and I think that's going to give us some attack power and some generation, and I get some movement later on. Movement's going to be great. That's going to allow me to bring out some more miniatures, some more units, and I think that's actually a great start for the green player. That is it. We are going to draw out 3 cubes from the bag, and we are going to get a purple, a green, and a yellow. Wow, I could not have gotten that any better if I asked for it. That's actually perfect. That's everything I needed for the green player on their next turn. Everything's looking great for green right now. Let's go back to the yellow player. For the yellow player, I know exactly what I'm going to do. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to put a blue cube right here, a yellow cube right here, and then our multicolored cube right there, which is us going to gain S1 crystal. Very good so far. Plus we're going to gain a tech. We're going to take this technology right here, the technology that is going to allow us to have the ability to draw extra cubes out of the bag. And that's the power of bureaucracy. It is also going to allow us to have something to do with our gray cubes. And the nice thing about it is we can basically, in a way, anytime we have a gray cube and another cube, we can kind of trade them in for a chance to get a different cube out of the bag, which can be a one heck of a bonus. It's also one of the four cards we need to get one of our victory conditions. Unfortunately, we have a gray. Not a big deal. We're not too worried about it because part of our strategy is to get as many of these as we can, and that is 2 really good victory points right there, right now. That's going to be replaced by, let's see, we're going to get technical improvements, which allows you to get rid of a gray cube and replace with any cube of a color of your choice. That is really darn nice. Put another corruption out there and we're good to go, but we're not quite done with our turn. Let's go ahead and cash in 2 of these victory points right here for an exchange of maybe only 1 victory point. So we're losing 1 victory point only, but the ability to start gaining more crystals. Gaining crystals is always good, and now we have another corruption to help us operate bureaucracy. So we are actually looking pretty darn good for the yellow player. Unfortunately, we're not going to have the greatest turn because that means we only have 1 cube left over. So our next turn is going to be kind of shy, but it is a yellow cube, which we can put right there for another victory point. So we built an engine already and we're already looking good. We haven't expanded that much, but you know what? We're almost halfway there to bring about the end game. And we force the end game while we have a whole bunch of victory points on our side. We're going to win the game. So that's a good strategy, at least for right now. So that's it for the yellow player. Now we get to go over to the blue player, who needs to do something very, very fast because they see what yellow is already working on. And they see that they don't have any victory points besides one, while the yellow player is already 3 victory points into the game. So let's see what we can do. That is really, really cool. So we can't terraform. Well, we could terraform, but actually, should I terraform? That's actually something good to think about because we don't have a lot of movement, but I do have these 2 blue cubes right here. So let's do what we're going to do first. Let's put the blue right here, advance that right there, and then we are going to cash that all the way back in to gain 1 green cube. And then now we're going to get the ability to start seeing the power of the light and the dark. Draw a light cube. That is going to allow us the ability to start drawing more cubes from our bag. Unfortunately, I don't think we have any cubes in our bag at all, so that won't be that great. Well, actually, about to have 1 cube in our bag. Also, it could allow us to draw cubes out of the bag, but that's not going to be good right now. I think right now we would be better off getting a black cube, which can represent any single colored cube in the game right now. Not worth a victory point, but I think we will stick with that. Now we still have a blue left right here. And I think you can already see what I'm going to do with the blue, because I know what 2 cubes I'm about to draw out of the bag, a green and a black. I could put this down here very, very easily. There's a victory point. There's a tech, and I forgot to replace the tech earlier. That was my fault. And that's actually a really nice tech. Council of Elders. We can continuously, every time we gain a scientific advance, take another scientific advance. That's got the infinity symbols on it, so that's one we can keep powered up at all times. So I'm going to simply place this right here. That's the end of our turn, and we know what we're going to draw right out of the bag, a green and a black, which means you know exactly what I'm going to be doing next turn. Let's go ahead and put those out there right there. We're done. Our turn is over. Now let's go back over to the green player right here, who has a really good, phenomenal start and lots of possible things that they can do on their turn. So purple right here is going, oh, let's not do that quite yet because I don't want to confuse myself. Actually, I didn't want to do it that way. So I'm going to put that right here, which is going to allow me to add 1 more military unit onto the board. Remember, I have 1 point of attack left over that I have not used yet, so I better not forget that. Then I'm going to do a green and a yellow. That's going to give me 2 points of movement. Plus, don't forget, I have the special ability I'm not hindered by any terrain. And not only that, I still have 1 point of attack. So we're going to go 1 and we're going to go 2. We are going to kill this ghost for the pass. We already have 3 victory points. Let's just go ahead and slide in and see what kind of wonderful treasure we are going to find right here. Now, of course, I could have went for the relic, but I think I'm going to wait for the reset for that first. And then we will get, ooh, that is actually really nice. I'm going to cash that in now. That's going to give me 1 more unit to add another unit onto the board. I will happily do that right now. And that's a city, so I will definitely do that right there. That is it for our turn. Let's see if we have any cubes left in our bag. We do have cubes left in our bag, so we cannot do a full reset. Only 1 cube, not a big deal. It is a blue one, which means our next turn is kind of going to be wasted. If only I would have... Actually, if I was smart, I would have did those. Well, hindsight's 20/20. This is what happens when you're trying to control 3 factions. You forget exactly what you're trying to do when you're trying to control the factions. I could be a little dirty cheater and say I forgot that I wanted to cash those in to have 3 cubes. And that's what I would have done if I was playing smart. So how many of you are going to call me a dirty cheater if I do that? How many? 1, 2, 3? I'm going to be a dirty cheater because that's what I really want to do on my turn. So let's pretend I have not drawn this. I will cash that in for 1 cube, and I'm going to take 1 of the black cubes. And then I'm going to cash this one in all the way down, and that is going to give me 1 red cube because I want the victory points. Now I have drawn all 3 of those cubes out of my bag at the end of my turn, ending the green player's turn. Let's take it all back over to the yellow player's turn. Now, the nice thing about the yellow player, their turn is going to be pretty darn easy. We're going to spend 1 cube, and then we are going to do our first reset. So we'll spend the yellow cube. That's going to give us a crystal. Remember, we love those crystals because we're actually just needing 3 more crystals, and we can bring about the end game as long as we built up our empire with enough victory points to do so. Probably a good strategy. If we think about it, that can be really darn good for our empire. Anyways, no cubes left in our bag. So that means we are going to do a reset. So the first thing we do is all our units come off the cities, all of our units come off the empires, all of our cubes are going to go back into our bag along with these 2 gray corruption cubes. But we're not worried too much about corruption because every time we draw a corruption cube, we can get another cube possibly just by using the bureaucracy. So that's a full reset for us. I don't think I'm missing anything. If I am, just yell at me. Just yell into the camera. I'll hear you. Trust me, I will. So we'll get a blue, an orange, and a red. Not too bad at all. That will end our turn. Let's go ahead and go over to the blue player who only has 2 cubes to use. We have a green and an any color. Well, the any color is going to be a yellow color. The green is going to be a multicolor. That is going to give us 1 victory point. We have 2 victory point crystals, and we now get to take a technology. Now let's think back what the strategy of this empire was and what we were trying to do earlier. I think we want movement. I think that's truly what we're looking for. I have no cubes left in my bag, so I can pretty much do a count and figure out exactly what I have. I have potentially 2 reds. I potentially have 2 greens, which means I could take beast riding, and that could be a good one for my empire right here, which can give me the movement I need to start expanding. And since I have this and I want movement, I think movement's pretty much a no-brainer for me right now. So we're going to take beast riding, and that will be added to our empire. It gives us attack, it gives us movement, also gives us victory points. So that is just all the way around a very good upgrade, although not nearly as good as that one. Oh man, if only I would have thought about shuffling the deck first, but I wanted that movement and I got greedy, and hey, sometimes when you get a little bit too greedy, greed goes and kicks you in the teeth. So we will do a reset. We will stick all of our cubes, including our brand new, nice, wonderful Mr. Corruption, into the bag. And then we will shuffle things up, and then we are going to draw 3 cubes to start our next turn. And hey, we got a good start there. Green, yellow, and a multi or a black, which can be used for any single color. So for the blue player, let's go over to the green player, who also gets to do a reset at the end of their turn. So lots of options for this player right now. Lots of really actually good options. If I can generate some movement, I would be super duper happy. Cannot generate movement. Although if I could somehow generate movement, that would just be absolutely amazing. So since I cannot generate movement and I want to use all of these cubes as quickly as possible, why don't I go for a tech? Tough call. Looking at how things are standing right now, I'm basically looking to get a tech that is just worth a lot of victory points, or can help me keep doing my thing of trying to spread out across the board and get to the center tile as quickly as possible, which means attacking could be a good thing. So having thought about that, I'm going to go with the blue. Oh, I can't do that. That's a black, not a white. I can't do that. Oh yeah, I can. I can still do it. Blue, black will be the yellow, and then the red will be the multicolor. That's going to give me 1 victory point right here. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to shuffle these cards, because none of these cards are really helping me with what I want to do right now. So I'll put those at the bottom, and we will draw a new one. Aha! That is exactly what I've been looking for. Caravans. 3 movement. Guess what I am taking? We will take the caravans. Very easy decision on our part. No questions asked on the caravans. Although the armor mastodons would have been better, but you know, we'll take what we can get. That is it for our turn. We have no cubes left in our bag, so that means we also get to do a reset. They're going to come off. Come off. City comes off of ruins. All of our cubes are going to go back into our bag, including the new little piece of corruption we just gained. And this game is moving along really quickly, very swimmingly, and lots of good things are happening for all our different players. Again, this is a quick game, so things are moving very, very quickly, and I'm trying to make things move quickly just so you can see all the different strategies and the tactics with the game now. Purple, red, and yellow, that's the end of the green player's turn. Let's hop back over to the yellow player. Now, one of the hardest things about Hyperborea is this is a very strategic, and it's also a very tactical game, which means it's a game where you have to strategically plan multiple turns in advance, but you also have to be ready to tactically change your strategies at the moment's notice as the board evolves, as things happen, as you get different technologies, and just as the continuing of the board state evolves constantly. So you have to really be willing to constantly evolve with the game, which is why I like the game so much. It's strategic and tactical at the same time, and it rewards players who can think strategically and tactically at the same time. Now, why am I saying that? Because it is very, very easy at this game to kind of do the, ooh, squirrel, and completely lose track of what you were doing. And that's one of the things that you want to avoid doing as much as possible, but still be willing to modify your strategies as you play the game. So why am I saying that? Well, I'm saying that because yellow player actually has tons and tons of options right now. I can go for that silver piece right there, go for maybe a luck on my side. I can go for getting more stars, maybe go for that strategy, bring about a quick early end game, because we're just playing a quick game here. We only need 1 victory condition, and that's 2 stars right there. And if I can get that plus the technologies, that's a decent amount of victory points. That's actually a good, quick, kind of a stealthy, stabbing knife in the back, quick win for this player. So I have a lot of options. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stay as razor focused as possible and go for the things that I definitely know are known things for me. So having said that, we are going to, first things first is I'm going to take this orange cube right here and I'm going to place it right here. I'm hoping for that yellow to pop out as quickly as possible. I'm going to place this blue right here, and then I'm going to place this red right here. Basically, at this point, I'm looking for a yellow cube. Once I get that yellow cube, or if I get a gray and something else, maybe I can dig back in that bag and get that yellow cube somehow that I need. So I'm kind of future planning, future proofing, and also playing as smart as possible, because technically, if I get the technologies, even though this is going to be a low scoring game, I can still possibly win as a yellow player just by stabbing the other players in the back, pulling out with a quick early lead, and trying to take the lead as quickly as possible before the other players can catch up to me, basically. Because blue is playing the long game, green is kind of going the medium game, yellow is kind of going for the quick early game and the quick early victory. So I'm going to stop talking and start playing. So let's move in right here. That's going to give us 1 point of movement, which will allow us to move over here, and we will take the tech tree advance right here. And then we will simply move into this location right here, which is going to give us 1 more movement on the tech tree. Once we've done that, we will move into these ruins and we will claim this. And this is going to be the clincher to see exactly what we're going to be doing on our next turn. Oh, that is so nice. On our next turn, we can take a gray cube, destroy it, and then replace it with another colored cube of our choice. Guess what color cube we are going to be going for very, very quickly. That is super duper nice. Let's place that down right there. That is the end of our turn for the yellow player. Let's go ahead and grab our 3 cubes for our next turn. And these 3 cubes right here are basically going to decide our next tactics for next round. We got our yellow. And actually we got a gray. So things are looking really good for us. I can actually do a double whammy here with a little bit of luck. That is it for the yellow player. Let's go back over to the blue player right now. Now blue wants movement. They want to generate movement. They want to do a whole bunch of things because they want to get those nice, super duper cool relics. So how can we generate movement? Well, we have the ability to generate movement right now. But the question is, can we generate a lot of movement, and can we generate some movement with some attack? That's what I'm really, really thinking about. I think if I plan well, see, forests take 2 to move into, swamps take 1 to move into, mountains take 2 to move into. So we're still 1 more round away from what we really, truly, truly want to do. Although I have this right here, if I can just draw a red out of the bag. Gambling. I don't know if I want to gamble on that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a safe game for now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm moving right here. That's going to give me my tech advance, and we want red, so we'll take the tech advance right there. We have 1 point of movement. I will take that point of movement to move into this section right here, and then I'll pop in here. Now, I have a choice here. I can draw out of the bag, which is taking a gamble, or I can take the sure thing, move in over here and get the bronze, which is also a little bit of a gamble, which can also give me some options. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the movement. The extra cube draw is not going to help me as much as I want right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play it a little bit safe. I'm going to move over here, plus I still have the terraforming. And the terraforming action could be very powerful if I use it at the right time. So we will go there, we will draw this, and we will get, oh, that is actually perfect. That's why sometimes it's worth it to gamble. I'm going to cash that in right now. Take 1 advance, and then we will take a draw of a cube out of the bag. Let's see if that's going to change our strategies and our tactics and just exactly what we want to do this turn. Purple. Well, well, well. I have definitely changed everything I want to do at this point right now. Almost. Almost. So close. That could have almost did it right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go purple and red. Or do I go here? Ooh, these are tough calls again. I love how this game gives you lots and lots of tough calls, which is part of the fun and the strategy and the tactics of the game itself. You know what? I could terraform. No, no, gosh darn it. So many tough choices right now. Good choices, but definitely tough choices. I want this relic badly. That's what I'm really, really gunning for, is I want that relic. The moment I get that relic, everything is going to be wonderful for me. So, keeping focus on the prize, I am going to take purple, and then I'm going to use this as my red. That's going to allow me to spawn a miniature on the board. I have 1 attack. I am then going to use green and a multicolor, which gives me 2 points of movement. I am going to terraform, and I am going to hope that I do not get a force, because if I get 2 points of movement, I still have 1 point of attack. I think this is the smartest strategy and the smartest tactic to do right now. We're going to terraform, and we're going to obliterate that tile, and we will hope for, yes, we got exactly what we needed. This is awesome. This is why fortune favors the bold, and sometimes it's worth it just to be gutsy and go out there and play well and strategize. And then sometimes just hope for just a smidgen of luck to be in your favor. It's like any card game, like any dice game, sometimes fortune's the bold, or fortune favors the bold. Now let's go ahead and get our relic out there on the board right now. Now, technically, strategically, I could have just added that tile right here and not even destroyed that. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do that just so you guys can all see how the gameplay works out. That's probably going to be even more fun just for all of you to see the tactics and the strategy and how the game plays. Instead of obliterating this one, I am just simply going to add this tile onto the board. It's going to be the exact same effect, and you're going to see just more gameplay. I still have, let me finish doing this properly. I still have 2 points of movement, and I still have 1 point of attack. So here's my 1 point of movement, 2 points of movement, and then my 1 point of attack is going to go and take this guy out because that is a victory point. Now I have options. I go for the silver, I go for the relic. Well, we know I want the relic because as soon as I do the relic, I get to draw 2 more cubes out of my bag. So I will take this relic, that'll teleport me back home, and we will get, destroy a ghost to summon 2 more units on the board. That can be very powerful if I do that very quickly for the area control potential. But before I make any decisions on that, let me go ahead and draw my 2 cubes out. Orange and blue. That is 2 science advances right there, and that 2 science advances is going to be 2 victory points for me if I do this just right. That almost is a no-brainer for me at this point. So that's orange. That is going to be blue. Move up 2, cash it in. That's going to give me 2 red. Now I could take a light or a dark. I am not going to do so because I want solid, nice, solid victory points. We know we're playing a short game. That means we all want to go for our victory points as quick as possible. We need 2 more relics only, and I think we can get them. All we need is a little bit of movement and a little bit of things going in our favor. I really see this being possible for us. Let's go ahead and end our turn. We need to draw 3 cubes out of the bag. I think we only have 3 cubes. No, we have 3 cubes. So let's draw 3. Green, gray, and red. If only that green would have been a red, I would have been very, very happy. It wasn't. That's A-okay. Let's end our turn, and let's go over to the green player. Now the green player for the turn, they actually have lots of options, and this is where I just realized I forgot to reveal the center tile when we moved all the green units next door. Wow, this is funny. Lots of mountains, lots of forest. We are in the Himalayas. It's kind of cool. So we will get, let's see here, we will add 3 gold to these ruins. This is kind of fun. 3 gold to this ruins right here. And then we get to add 3 ghosts from the past. This is actually a pretty darn cool map. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this map. Let's make that look a little bit less like I have shaky caffeine hands. And we got our ghosts. Starting with the green player, I have lots of options, and all of them are tons and tons and tons and tons of movement. So we don't have to worry about movement problems, so let's go ahead and just do the first things first. We'll take him, move him into that section, which is going to give us 1 step on the track here. We have lots of movement options. I'm just going to take that. That seems like the good thing to do right now. We'll get a point of movement. That point of movement will allow us to, actually lots of choices here. I could just charge into the center right now because nobody else can really stop me. And then if I can generate some attack, and I can, and I definitely can. So let's remember I have 1 point of movement left over right now. So I'm going to go red, and then I'm going to go purple, which is going to give me 1 unit on the board right now. Okay, we're looking good. I still have that 1 point of movement, and I now have 1 point of attack. So we will take that 1 point of movement to put this guy right here like that. Now we have 1 point of attack. I am going to use that 1 point attack to destroy this ghost right here, and then we will move right into this capital city, which is going to give us 2 victory points right here and right now. So that's actually a good start. I used that movement I had, so we're good on that aspect right now. I will take him. Actually, no, if I can generate more attack, might be smart of me to still have lots of attack generating potential. If I have another red, I can get attack. If I get that black, I can generate attack. Oh, wow, that just seems so darn nice. Okay, I am going to, first things first, we're going to see what exactly this is and see if this is going to influence our decisions. That's going to be a victory point. I will just simply take that victory point right here and right now. We still have a really close game. I will move this. Ooh, tough calls now. Tough calls. I have that yellow, which I can put there. Wait for a green. That would give us 1, 2, 3 points of movement. Could do that. I think that's what I'm going to do is, yes. So I'll take this yellow cube right here, and we should be getting a green eventually, I would hope. No, I don't want to do that yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the smarter thing, which would be to go for some victory points right there. I will take this over in here, which gives me 2 points of movement. Here's 1 point of movement right here. Here is my second point of movement. This guy will move into this ruin right here, and we will claim this, and we will see 3 points of tech advances. Ooh, that is very, very nice. Let's go ahead and not cash that in just yet. We will go right here, which will give us 1, 2, and 3 points of advance right there. That's why we want that orange. I think we're going to save that. I think we are done with all of our moves for the green player right now. Let's go ahead and end our turn and draw 3 cubes from the bag and see exactly what we're going to do, because that's definitely going to judge where our next turn is going to be. We got a red. Oh, nice. A black and a blue, which means, oh, that is so nice. We have exactly red and green right there. I get attack and movement. Oh, I don't have a guy. Oh, so if I had green and purple, ah, darn it. Oh well, not a big deal. We're looking good. That's the end of the turn for the green player. Let's go back to the yellow player now and figure out exactly what we're going to do as the yellow player. Yellow wants stars very, very badly. We have a yellow and we have a, is that gray? That's a gray, not a black. Okay, so I will take this gray right here and place it right here. And I will take this purple and I'll place it right here, and I will draw from the bag, and I'm hoping for an orange or a black. I got a green. Not what I wanted, so I will go, actually, that's not too bad. I can do that, and then I just need to wait for my purple to come up. Place this yellow right here, which will give me 1 star, which is actually darn good. What was that? Okay, that was a trade-in. I'm going to have 2 movements. I will take 1 movement, and then I'll take 1 movement. I will cash this in for 2 oranges. Actually, I think I'm going to do an orange, and I'm going to do a black, or do I do a white? Orange or black? Going for pure victory points, because this is a short game. I'm not going for the long game. I'm going for victory points. Totally going for victory points at this point. Because we are about to generate some more victory points and bring us even closer to winning the game, or at least calling the game as an end right now. So I will cash these 2 in right now, use my special ability, which allows me to get a tech. And yes, we're only supposed to do this once per turn. Or wait, no, that's not the one, so we're okay. I will get a tech. I have a 4, a 3. Now I need to get a level 2 technology. Well, I see one that allows you to get stars. I think I'm just going to get that one. That one's just kind of like an easy, nice, easy one for more stars. I'm kind of happy with that one. We'll get a corruption right here. Let's place that out. Oh, there's another good one right there too. All these technologies are extremely nice. That is it for this player's turn. We have to draw 3 new cubes, and that'll judge what our next turn and possibly, potentially, the last turn of the game may actually be for
this game of Hyperborea. So for the yellow player, let's go back to the blue player. So blue has one unit who is not in a city, and we have lots of cubes that we can use. We have one gray for corruption. Can't do anything with the corruption, so I'm not even going to worry about it. That's for the waste. Can't use that, can't use that. I have red and green, which gives me attack, and it gives me movement possibilities. Okay. Could do a goes for 2 more guys on the board, but that's not going to help me at this point. I have... Let's see here. I have red coming. So I could... I need to get over here because I want that relic. So I want lots and lots of movement. It's not the best. Well, how many cubes do I have left in the bag? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have one more reset after this. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the red and the green. That's going to give me 1 point of movement. I will go there. Probably not the best decision, but I think we're going to stick with that because it's actually not too terrible. I will draw my final 3 cubes from the bag, which means that we will get the reset next turn very, very quickly. And I forgot I had red cubes. I should have put it right there. That would have been the smarter thing. Oh, wouldn't have made a difference. That's it for the blue player. Let's go back over to the green player. So we have 1 corruption. No, nothing good we can do with that. We have blue and red. None of our units are outside of cities or ruins, so they can't really do anything. So we just need to figure out what we want to do with this blue and this red right now. I am thinking that, I have 3, 4 cubes left in the bag. Could do... I think I'm going... Oh wait, no, we don't have another yellow. Could go for a tech. Can't use movement. Could generate it. No, can't generate a guy. I think the smartest thing to be would be to go right there and just call our turn right there and see what we can do, because we're actually looking really darn good with the green player right now. We have a decent amount of victory points. We have a decent amount of things. Yeah, I think we're good. Ooh, and we actually have the multicolored. So we are actually looking really good with the green player right now. So let's go ahead and end the green player's turn. Let's go back to the yellow player. Back to the yellow player again, and yellow is back in the same position they were in before with a lot of options. They just need to figure out which one of those options they want to take, because we have a very interesting board state, and they have a very quick, concise, easy way to gain a lot of victory points very quickly if they just play smart. So we are going to cash in this one, which allows us to destroy 1 corruption cube and then take any cube of any color we like and place in our bag. We are going to take a purple cube because purple is one of the technologies that we have the ability to use very, very quickly. Now that we have put that into the bag, we will take this orange and then this orange right here. Get rid of the corruption. That gives us this advance right here and that advance right here. We will cash in this yellow right here to take a yellow cube and place that yellow cube into our bag. Again, we're having a very focused strategy, lots of quick victory points, and now let's go ahead and draw the 3 cubes out of our bag, which should be the final 3 cubes, and all the cubes we need to make sure the next round is definitely going to be the last round of the game, with a lot of victory points gained for us, hopefully, especially if we play pretty darn smart. And I'm sure we can do so pretty darn easily. So let's go over to the blue player. Now the blue player is trying to figure out how to get some movement very, very quickly. We cannot get any movement yet, can we? No, I need a green cube. If I only had a green cube, and then I can do lots of different very, very cool things. So do I go for technology for victory points, or what do I do here? There's a couple different ways I can play this. I have no cubes in my bag. Okay, we need to set ourselves up very, very well in a smart, very, very smart way. I got to play as smart as possible. So smart play would be get as much area control as possible as quickly, because these are all worth victory points. So those will be 3 victory points, but if I get out here, that's 2, 4, 6 victory points right there if I just get into those areas. So I think I might sacrifice this ghost. I think I'm going to sacrifice this ghost. I'm going to give up 1 victory point in the hope that I can get a lot more victory points if I can generate some movement. Ooh, such a tough call. Can I generate the movement? Green, if I do that, ooh, I do have lots of green. Every time I generate movement, it'll be +1 movement. That one's green and red. Armor mass sounds, that's 2 points of movement. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Lots of talking for lots of decisions, and we're just going to pick the best thing for us right now. We are going to take the Armored Mastodons. That's going to give us the movement we need. That's going to give us a Corruption Cube. We are not too worried about that yet because we are going to do a reset, which is perfectly fine for us. At a later date, we may be sacrificing this ghost, but we're not about to sacrifice that ghost just yet. So out, you go out, and then you go out. We're going to take all of our cubes and place them back into the bag because we are doing a reset because we've used everything up. That is it for the Celestial Rain. Let's just draw 3 cubes, and these 3 cubes are definitely going to decide what our tactics and our strategies are for the next turn. Red, red, and blue. Not what I wanted. I wanted red and green. I wanted green. But I can get a cube draw, so not sweating it too badly. That's it for the blue player. Let's go back over to the green player. Green has 2, let's see here, no cubes left. Oh, we have 1 cube left in the bag, so we're not going to do a reset yet. What I could do is play this smart though. This we will pretend is going to be an orange. This green will be a, or do I want to do red? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do red right there. And then I will place, no, shoot. Tough calls again. Let's just take that, and then we get 1 more. Let us take, I think I'm thinking about red because I want attack strength. I will place this green right here. I will cash this in for a green and a black, which can be used as any color, which means I can get the purple I need plus the movement point I need plus the 3 draws from the bag. That's actually pretty darn good for us. And what was this again? Oh, that's 3 Science Advances. I'm going to go ahead and cash this in really quick right now for 3 Science Advances. So 1, 2, and 3. Not going to cash that in yet. That is it for the green player. Let's go ahead and go back to the yellow player, who unbeknownst to all the other players is about to bring about the final round of the game. So the first thing we will do is we will place an orange, or I'm sorry, not an orange, a purple and a yellow, which will allow us to get a unit on the map. That's a good thing. It'll also give us a star. We will take our star very, very happily. Then we will take another yellow. Oops, I keep forgetting to keep track of all the text when I keep buying them. That's not good of me. So we will take the second yellow, which will give us a star. We will take that star right there. That is a victory point. We love our victory points. And all we need to do is we have a 4, a 3, a 2, and let's go ahead and claim a 1. I'm going to take the one that's worth the most amount of victory points just because that seems to be the smarter decision to do. This Corruption Cube will go right there, and then we will claim this victory point tile right here, letting everybody know that every single other player on the board gets 1 action and 1 action only because we have brought about the end game right now. And we are pretty darn happy with that because it looks like we actually got a decent amount of victory points. At this point also, we would also do a reset. So let's go ahead and do a reset. Not that it's going to matter too darn much, but at least we can do it just for show. And I'm actually not going to put the cubes back in the bag because I'm going to have to add up all these victory points very, very quickly just to see exactly where everybody stands on their victory points at the end of the game. Move those out to the side. That is it for the yellow player. Let's go ahead and go over to the blue player who needs to do something very, very, very quickly. So I didn't get the green I needed. That means that these player has been hamstrung just a little bit, but not too excessively. We want to produce some attack. If I can produce some attack, I can do some really darn cool things. Forest costs 2 to enter. I need 2 points of movement, and I need 1 point of attack. So if I get movement and attack, I would be good, but I don't have that option yet. I can produce 2 points of movement, so I need attack. Can I generate attack? I can generate attack. So what I'm going to do is, first things first, let's see what this happens to be. This may actually affect our decisions and our strategies. Okay, 2 tech movements. Let's just go ahead and do it. That's not going to make any difference for us. Let's just do it just so we can say we did it. We will move in here, which will give us 1 more, and then we will cash that in for a blue, which will be victory points for us. We want victory points since this is our last action of the game. Okay, now I need to decide. I have 1 point of movement. Let's go ahead and get a 2nd point of movement. And let's move into this location right here. Once we are in this location, we will take a red and a, can't use the blue. I want to do this smart. And we'll do the blue right there. That'll give us 1 point of attack. We will kill this ghost right here. Now we have options. Do I take this relic, which allows us to draw 2 cubes from the bag, which could possibly give us something very, very cool if I draw the right cubes. It's one heck of a gamble, or do I go for one solid victory point? Do I gamble or go for it? It's more fun to gamble, especially since, oh no, I'm going to lose that tile though. Oh, that's a bad decision. Because right now I'm getting 2 victory points for controlling this tile. If I take this relic, I'm going to go back home. And unless I find some way to produce 2 movement somehow, which means I'd have to draw a green cube. If I draw a green cube, I can do it. If I draw a green cube, all I need to do is draw a green cube. I'm betting a heck of a lot on a green cube here. Or a terraforming. Oh. Let's just go for it. I know it's probably not the best decision, but let's just have a little bit of fun. And actually, that was not a bad decision at all. This actually works out perfectly. Okay, this is actually good. I'm actually liking what I have here because I can actually work with this very, very well. So let me draw out 2 cubes because this might influence our decisions on what we're going to do. And I have a lot of cool things I can do now. I actually have some really good power. I have some really good power if I can just generate a man and I can generate a guy. Can I? No. I need a unit and I need attack. So close. Almost had it. Almost had it. Let's see if we can get a little bit lucky though. Let's go for a hope on a luck. So if I do green, I need attack. Darn it. I know this makes for a great video. Watch me sit here and deliberate for 5 hours trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, but I want to do something awesome here. I want to have a lot of fun and do some really cool things. Sacrifice the victory point to give me 2 points of teleport, which means I need to create a guy to make it worthwhile for me. So, don't have the purple, can't create, don't have the purple, can't create. So I don't have the way to create a guy. I can generate some movement though. I can get 2 points of movement to get here, possibly get a silver, and this is still going to be worth 2 victory points. Not quite as good as that, but maybe that's silver. I can't even enter that location, so that's not an option there. I can teleport though. Give up a victory point to gain a victory point. Although, can I generate attack? No. It was such a close gamble. Such a close gamble. I almost had it, but we can still do green. We'll do a multicolor. That'll be 2 points of movement. We'll gain the silver right here. Hopefully this will be at least a victory point for us. Not quite what I want to do, but hey, we'll generate a blue cube. That'll give us a blue cube to put in our bag. That's at least 1 more victory point for us, so that's not too terrible. I'm not going to sacrifice that to do a teleport. I needed 1 more guy. If only I could have did it, that would have been great, but I was not able to do so. So that is basically it for the blue player. Let's go ahead and pull out all our cubes and see what kind of victory points we will have here. And let's go ahead and see what the green player can do to see if they can generate some massive amounts of victory points some way, somehow, to do some very, very cool things. I went for the gamble. The gamble didn't pay off. I did try. Although I am a complete idiot. Oh, wow, I am a complete idiot. What I should have did is I should have teleported to a region, claimed the relic, and got the 2 victory points. Oh, I'm such a bonehead. That would have been the best thing to do. I should have sacrificed the ghost, used the relic to teleport, take that relic right there. That would have given me 2 more victory points right there for cost of 1 victory point. Oh no, I would have broke even because it's 3. Oh well, half of one, half a dozen of another. Doesn't really matter. So let's see what we are going to get here with a revealed thing. That is done. We are finished with the blue player's turn. These cubes are not going to be worth anything, so we can go ahead and just remove them. They are corruption cubes, not worth any victory points at all. Put that off to the side. That is it for this player. Let's go ahead and go over to the green player who needs to do their last action to gain as many victory points as they possibly can. Let's see what we can do. See if we do some magical and see if we can do something really, really cool. So we can do an orange to gain a crystal, and we can give an advancement on one of the tracks. That's a start. That's something. And that's not much. Then we can basically, I can bring out a guy and get a point of movement. And then I can use a point of movement to move here, claim this relic right here, see if it's going to be anything cool. Nothing that great. It would have been, oh, that's actually funny. Green is going to get the green power, just exactly what they do not need. That is pretty much going to be it. Let's place that right there. That is it for this game. That is it for all of our players. We would have done a reset right there, but that is basically it for the end game for all of our players. Let's go and add up all the victory points and see who would have been the grand winner of this game of Hyperborea.
So at the end of the game, our final scores are going to be, guess who, or I should actually just say, do you have any guesses who actually won the game? Was it yellow, was it blue, or was it green? Which one do you think actually was the grand winner of the game? So just to have a little bit of fun here while you're trying to figure out who the grand winner of the game is, it's kind of interesting where the game sats. If the game actually would have went for one more round, the winner actually would have actually been a different player, because they only needed one more action to gain enough victory points to possibly, and I think they could have done it, to pull ahead against the other player who actually took the lead. So, having said that, the final scores for the game are 24 victory points, 25 victory points, and finally all the way over here with the green player is going to be 30 victory points as the grand winner of the game. So the reason why I said it was actually pretty quick or pretty close is because the blue player, after they did the reset, would have enough resources to actually spread out even further, grab the last relic, and cause the end game with their final action of the round. So they just needed one more round to do what they need to do to get their last relic, get enough cubes to do a lot of actions, teleport, and do a lot of cool things and go ahead and bring about the end game. So this was actually a really, really close game, which is one of the things I enjoy so much about Hyperborea. But that's enough about that, because now I'm starting to get into the review, which is something I definitely don't want to do here. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video series. If you have any comments or questions, as always, leave them in the YouTube comments down below. I'll definitely get to them as quickly as I can. You can also feel free to email me at off-the-shelf-board-game-reviews. That's otsbgr@gmail.com. I'll get your email as quickly as I can. If you enjoy this channel and you want to help support the channel, think about tossing $1 over in the tip jar over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/otsbgr. Your support can help keep the channel going strong and help getting the content out there and help keep the channel constantly bring out more content for you. If you enjoy this video, if you enjoy this video series, click that like button, click that subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching.